You may not be stuck because you're not working hard enough. You may be stuck because you keep applying more effort in the same direction that continues creating the same result, bro. That is the misconception. We assume commitment means holding on to the same plan until it finally works, but effort and progress are not always the same thing. You can be working, sacrificing, and exhausting yourself while still walking around with the same mountain. In this video, I want to help you recognize when you need more patience and when life is telling you it is time to turn. Because you may not need to quit the dream. You may need to stop going in circles, bro. Now, let's get into it. First thing I want to share with you is movement is not always progress. You see, movement means you're active. Progress means your actions are moving you closer to the desired result. Persistence is remaining committed to the destination. Repetition is continuing the same approach while ignoring what the evidence is teaching you. Working harder is not always the answer. I've been there. You can work hard and still get nowhere because your strategy is off. Sometimes you need a different strategy, support, environment, or way of approaching the problem. In other words, bro, something has to change. You have to do something different if what you're currently doing hasn't been working. And you don't have to abandon the dream, but you may have to release the route you believed would take you there. Now, this is how you know if you need patience or if you need to turn. Start with this. Delayed results don't automatically mean the strategy is wrong, okay? Growth can be happening before physical evidence ever appears. Sometimes you really do need to remain patient and continue building. But you may be going in circles when the same obstacle keeps returning without you learning anything new. You keep increasing your effort, but only become more exhausted and confused. You already know how the cycle will end because you have repeated it several times. You continue defending the strategy instead of honestly evaluating the result. So ask yourself this: is this path still developing me, or am I only repeating it because I'm afraid to let it go? Sometimes we get so stuck in what's comfortable, and even though we see it's not really working, we just continue going down that route. There was a period when I was creating content and I wasn't really utilizing what I knew. I wanted to do it my way. I wanted to just share, my own experiences and come up with my own titles. And I did that for years and I didn't get far, bro, because there's a way to actually get traction on YouTube or on social media platforms. And if you don't do it the right way, you're going to be spinning your wheels, going in circles. And I was stubborn. I was stubborn to change. But once I was able to adapt, what do you know? Things started to shift. Momentum started to happen. Truth is, I was afraid to let go of my ways. But until you change, nothing is going to change for you. Now, I want to share this story of when I moved to Sedona, Arizona, and I was so close to getting my own apartment beforehand. And the fact that I didn't get that apartment was the best thing that could have happened to me. You see, I desperately wanted to move out of my parents' house, bro. I found an apartment that I loved. It represented freedom to me, independence, and proof that my life was finally moving forward. At the time, I felt like a prisoner in my own home. Parents were too enmeshed with me. I had it too easy. I knew I had to grow. I was way too comfortable. The thing with the apartment is that I needed to earn 3 times the rent and I didn't qualify. Even at that point, I was earning $5,000 a month and I was not at the $15,000 level yet, but I interpreted that rejection as more evidence that I was trapped, that I couldn't escape this hell that I've created for myself. I wanted to move out for such a long time and I finally saw, or looked like I saw, a door open and it felt like it just closed on me. I believe another route forward had been taken away from me. 2 months later, bro, the opportunity to move to Sedona, Arizona appeared. If I would have got that apartment and got a lease and paid the deposit, I probably would have missed the greater opportunity. The apartment was never the true dream. The deeper desire was freedom in a completely new chapter. I was attached to one route while life was preserving me for another. Sometimes we get so lost in the how and we think this is the way, this is the plan, this is how I'm going to get to where I want to go. And I'm telling you, bro, as Kevin Trudeau says, we are not that smart. Don't worry about the how. It's going to happen. But I know in that moment, you feel frustration, you feel anger, you feel like you'll never get what you want. But let the how figure itself out. Every time I've done that, not only have I gotten to where I wanted to go faster, but it was a beautiful unfolding. And it was better than the plan that I had originally. So remember, bro, if you're trying to build a business, if you have a dream, if you have a vision, one client is not the dream. One launch is not the dream. One job is not the dream. One opportunity It's not your entire future. A closed path doesn't mean the destination is unavailable. Now reflect on this, bro. Are you committed to the future you want or only to the route you expected it to arrive through? Keep an open mind. Don't be so narrow. Usually we don't know the best route and there's a better one available if we're open to it. Now, if patience is not your issue and you need to turn, I want you to answer these 3 questions. Pause the video and go into them. Maybe even just 5 minutes per each question. What results keep repeating? Really take your time with this. What actions are you doing every day to get you the results that you have right now? If you're not happy with the results that you have right now, something has to change. What is that? Because if you're doing specific actions every day and you're not really seeing progress, and if you've been living like this for years, bro, you got to do something different. Second question, what approach am I still protecting? I ask you that. I'm referring to, are you holding on to pride, sunk time, or money? Fear of uncertainty? Fear that changing direction means you failed? Are you afraid to fail? Because oftentimes the fear of failure is strong and you don't want to feel that pain. Maybe you fear success. Maybe you fear being judged and criticized. You're protecting something, bro. You're protecting a part of you that doesn't want to feel X emotion. You have to unravel that. What is it? What are you really afraid of? Third question, what is one step that you can take within the next 24 hours? Super simple, super easy step. It could be as simple as asking for help, testing a new strategy, resting before making another desperate decision, having the conversation that you keep avoiding with yourself or with other people, leaving an unhealthy environment. For me, that was a big move. When I left Chicago and put myself in a new environment like Sedona, I grew exponentially, bro. Maybe it's releasing one route without abandoning a larger mission. Sometimes people get put in what's called success jail, where what they did was working while they were doing it, and now it's years later and they have X amount of subscribers and followers, but they're trapped. They don't even give a shit about what they used to talk about anymore, but they're so afraid to pivot that they stay the same. It's like staying locked into an old version of you, even though you're a completely different person. That's scary to reroute that, to start over again. And it's with anything in life. Maybe you've been building something and you don't feel that drive, you don't feel that fulfillment from doing it anymore. That might be something you have to let go of. When I lost my personal training studio, it devastated me. I didn't want to start over again. I loved being a trainer, but I knew I had to. Now answer these 3 questions. Take your time with them. And I want you to know that commitment means staying loyal to the destination, not staying loyal to every road you thought would take you there. The vehicle can be different. The road you walk can be different. It's always different for everybody. But what's your way? What's your path? And the only way you find that is by experimenting, by trying new things, by failing, by seeing what works for you, what doesn't, because my way probably ain't your way and somebody else's way probably ain't my way. But you're only going to find out if you actually try it and give it a chance. I love my mentor used to say, do something till you get a result. That shit stuck with me, bro. Every business that I've tried, everything that I've done, I always stuck with it long enough to get a result, like a real result. And if you made it to the end of today's video, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope this helped you. You've been on the mountain long enough, bro. It's your turn. It's time to get what's yours. You've put people on, you've helped other people, but you have to help yourself now. I want you to remember, changing direction doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean the work, the pain, or sacrifices were wasted. Sometimes the route teaches you what you needed to learn before you are ready to recognize the next one. So ask yourself, what result keeps repeating? What approach are you still protecting? And what's one different step you can take within the next 24 hours? You don't have to redesign your entire life tonight. You just have to stop walking another lap around the same mountain. And if you are tired of feeling stuck, playing small, always falling short, feeling behind, and questioning what is possible for your life, download my free audio training, Limitless. Inside, you'll learn how to break through your self-imposed limitations, expand your vision, and step into the version of yourself capable of building the business, life, and future you truly want. You deserve that, bro. You can download Limitless through the link in the description down below. Subscribe to the channel and walk this journey with me. I would love to have you here. Just so you know, man, I'm still learning when to push, when to wait, when to rest, and when life is asking me to turn to. You have been on this mountain long enough. It's time to turn. And no matter what, bro, do not give up on yourself.